Somebody will be sure to check me on that. Anyways, point is, he got some nice buffs, and it's been great, especially Soy getting in it. Whoa, whoa, enough about that.
All right, here we
what
go.
do we got? What is this?
We're locking down Marckiemoo and Futurebubble versus Loras and Zen.
Okay, we're already going to be getting into it. I think this is just the beginning of the set. This is going to be game one, interrupting us, and already Futurebubble holding on to the ground here. Zen, okay, we're going to be seeing, of course, the Layman coming out here.
All right, now this is going to be an interesting one here for sure. I mean, Futurebubble, of course, and Marckiemoo have been rocking.
Okay, not going to be able to connect. Has to make it back on, has to pick up a weapon here. Marckiemoo, excellent GC and light. Zen able to get the neutral going out there through the ground pound. Loyalist with the amazing coverage. Oh my.
Okay, so we'll see what we can have happen here as we get a side air coming out from Zen. And he gets the D-Light recovery as well onto Marckiemoo. That's going to be one stock taken out here. Futurebubble going to be chilling with 3 stocks to go. Kind of playing the role of that stock tank here. Sitting in the back foot with that spear, that ladder in hand, trying to see if there's a moment where Marckiemoo gets hit so he can counter poke.
Okay, Future able to target switch there really nicely, getting the handoff onto Marckiemoo, not able to get the neutral, the downer coverage, Loyalist off stage, eating a couple of hits. Okay, the weapon toss unsuccessful there. Marckiemoo making it back on, picking up the cannon. Zen, unfortunate, but a friendly fire.
Okay, let's see. Light not going to connect. Tries to go for the side sig. That's not going to find the mark either. So much damage racked up for every member of everyone really just on the screen. We can see Futurebubble fall first, but of course had those 3 stocks, so not going to be too upset about that. Going to run in and try to give Marckiemoo some space. Marky comes through with the recovery. Beautiful interruption from Futurebubble, but it's not going to be enough. Marckiemoo is still going to fall. Futurebubble does not want to lose this stock early here. Ends up taking a whole lot of damage, though, going effectively from the white into the orange.
But he's still living, and that is what matters most. Now the question is, how do you stay alive? Zen making it back on here. Futurebubble able to get that stock off the top, and Zen going to be soon to follow as well. All of a sudden, the blue team has taken a lead for themselves. And now let's see how the red team is going to be able to attempt a bit of a comeback here. And the answer is you got to get rid of Futurebubble and then focus on Marckiemoo.
Yeah, this one's going to be a bit of a tough one. I mean, they got like a moderate amount of damage on Marky, but you know, Onyx does have that high defense. Futurebubble does end up losing the stock. Marky needs to stall here, and that's exactly what we see. Going for those cannon ground pounds, use that bounce, and that's perfect. Futurebubble is back in play, able to get a punish on his Zen for touching him right there as well. But so much damage racked up on Marky. Marky goes for the ground pound, goes for it again. Not going to touch. Marky's not going to make it back. No, he is, and that's going to be a 2v1 situation. The clutch here from Marckiemoo and Futurebubble. Now Laura is stuck in the 2v1, but just has to hit Marky one time and make it a 1v1.
That's right, but they're going to make that as difficult as possible. Futurebubble able to get the recovery. Loyalist landing with the sider. Tries to go out there for the ground pound. The weapon toss going to be able to successfully interrupt, though. Okay.
Wow, nice weapon throw there coming out from Marckiemoo, because you can see Lars wanted that unarmed recovery. Not going to be able to get it here. And the weapon throws are going to seal the deal. Marckiemoo and Futurebubble are going to lock in game number 1.
I feel like that's Marckiemoo's edge guarding factor. I remember playing a couple of friendlies against him once or twice, and be it with Scyther, even unarmed, he knows when it is his turn off stage, and he was just able to completely evaporate that stock. He was able to melt it into non-existence. So really nicely done. We'll be going into a game 2 shortly. I think this was a pretty good opening for Marckiemoo and Futurebubble.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, definitely kind of one of my favorites to win the entire thing. They definitely have that that aura about them, if I do say so myself. And really, looking from the kind of the angle of Loras and Zen, I'm like, what happened? You know, where did they fall apart?
That's a good question. I think this was a game 1. I feel like from Zen, I saw a couple of missed catches on some landings, a couple of missed follow-up attempts, especially with gauntlets. We saw a lot of end lights end up dropping and not able to get either of the blue team members ascending back onto the stage. So we didn't get to see a lot of really good follow-ups between the 2 members. But again, guys, it is just the beginning of the game. It is just the beginning of the set. Game 1 has transpired, and we have a full set ahead of us waiting to happen.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, this is kind of what we've been waiting for all day, right? We're sitting here, we at max mode, and the LAN is landing. We're also, I mean, as you can see around us, right? I mean, shout outs to Brawlhalla, of course, but this is just a tournament for other things as well. So you got people in there, you know, their fight sticks. You get some people playing, I see Uni over there, you know, okay. I haven't seen people playing Uni in person in a minute, so that's good to see.
We got a fighting game tournament.
Yeah, whoa,
we got a whole bunch of stuff going on here.
Fighting games. I love fighting games.
I only kind of play Brawlhalla like that.
Well, I mean, that's good, because that's what we get paid for. So as long as you play that one, that's the good one.
That's the one that matters. But you know, I when I say that I played like a little bit of Tekken, it means like at a party I'd play like a little bit of Lucky Chloe or something, and then you know,
hey, listen,
that's all I got.
They didn't even put her in Tekken 8.
They didn't put her in Tekken 8. And I was like, I have
it.
no reason to get this game. Anyways, enough about that. That's a totally different IP here. We still, you know, we're in the middle of a set actually.
Jin.
We have what?
We got
we do
Jin.
have Double Jin. Coolest crossover I think in the game, easily.
We got Yoshimitsu.
Yep.
And that's it.
That's it.
Those are the 3. But if they ever do a wave 2.
It was so funny that's what got people to like really look at Zariel was like the Double Jin crossover. And then there was like that time that everybody was like, wait, Zariel's signatures in 2s were crazy. Then they got nerfed a little bit, and then still, you know, Balloon Boy repping the Zariel. Zariel is still so solid.
Yeah, no, and I'm actually like surprised, like, because, you know, when a crossover drops for a legend, you know, their play rate always gets like a little jump, you know. And it's always interesting to see like how much it jumps and for how long. And so like when they announced the Combat Evolved crossover, I was like, oh, Master Chief definitely gonna be like everywhere, right? But the Isaiah players, it's still just Adam Cool, man. I don't know what it is. It really is just Adam Cool, and then that's it. And I'm like, for the Chief isn't enough. The Spartan,
apparently. Not enough to overtake Adam Cool.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Shout out to Adam Cool.
We're waiting patiently for the next game. Once again, I guess we could talk about some of the other sets that you could be expecting today, my friends. In the elimination side, there's Munir and Sandstorm going up against Bunny and Marckiemoo. Bunny and Marckiemoo, I believe they've teamed with each other quite a few times. In the past. Acno-Use is, you know, we have an EU player and an SA player, some of the best of each, coming together, joining forces to fight one of the most wild card teams I feel like we have, which is Hexo and Guichabu. Hexo and Guichabu is a fascinating one because it's like either it works and they dominate and they sometimes cheese, or they don't, right? So we'll have to see if they're on today or not. And then, of course, on the other side of winner semis, there's Radish and Balloon Boy. Radish not teaming with Megd. Megd not present. They've announced on Twitter that they will no longer be together. But enough about all of that, my friends. Loyalist and Zen up against Futurebubble and Marckiemoo, the blue team, the latter of which have taken game number 1.
Okay, and so far things are looking pretty even across the board here. Looks like Loris has managed to pick up this bow. He's going to go ahead and start juggling Futurebubble into Zen. They had a bit of kind of a elevator formation there for a second there. They're doing a great job of kind of splitting up both members of the blue team and getting these extended punishes. Marky gets stuff on the recovery but touches the wall. Futurebubble gets caught by, I think, the last fireball from that Yoga Fire. But all that said, everyone's going to be able to survive here. And of course, you know, I love to see nothing and sometimes everything all at the same time.
And the game is back. We are back. Marckiemoo ate that downer, beautifully placed by Zen, able to go ahead and take out that first stock. GC D-Light with bow, an excellent way to get back on, but the other member of red team just happy to cover that additional space. Okay, recovery punish. Is that enough to KO? Yes, it will be. Loyalist going to be losing his first stock off the top.
All right, let's see. Endlight coming out from Futurebubble. Not going to lead too much. Ends up hitting Marckiemoo by accident. Gets caught in the crossfire. Ooh, eats the spear away. Doesn't quite make contact.
The real punish on Rayman Axe side sig actually whiffing a really nicely done GC Light, but it does not matter. Futurebubble.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, Marckiemoo just counter punches with a nair at the top and a beautiful conversion to the ground pound as well.
And look at that damage that was dealt onto Loyalist so quickly. Really nicely done. He's about to lose his stock off the top. Futurebubble. That dodge was amazing. He kept his eyes on Zen. He made sure he didn't get interrupted. Marckiemoo's second stock is going to be gone, though. And now he is on his last.
Yeah. Suddenly, the swing happened so quickly here. We'll see if they're able to bounce back from this. I mean, after winning game 1, you know, I asked, like, what do Loris and Zen have to do? And that ground pound might be the start of the answer here, as Loris does end up losing a stock there as well. But now things are still in the favor of the red team here. Zen does have a second stock to work with, can play the role of the aggressor. You can see is really running forward with these side lights and kind of diving Marckiemoo here. And this is an opportunity for a team combo. They do not convert, though.
They do not, but another chance. Does not get the side sig, though. Zen in the worst position off stage, but it does not matter because Loris is the one covering successfully. Really beautifully done. Marckiemoo making it back on. Okay.
Marky needs help and cannot get anything, and that's going to be game number 2 as Zen and Loris go ahead and tie this one up, securing game number 2.
Yeah, Zen and Lotus, they played beautifully. They kept catching blue teams stacked. And even if it didn't convert into these massive combos, the second time that they caught them stacked is when they sent them both off stage and put them into a really nasty position. And ever since then, they've just been able to capitalize.
And then now it's going to be a question. Do we go to Miami Dome? Do we go to Demon Island? Do we go to Suzaku Castle? It looks like the answer is going to be Demon Island. And so we'll see if maybe that ends up working in the favor of Marckiemoo and Futurebubble here as they are trying to figure out what went wrong. I don't think, realistically, looking at the set this far, right, we're in game 3. It's a matter of inches, you know? Like, they're very close at a similar level.
Okay, already, it seems like we're just going to go ahead and get a reset.
Okay.
No harm, no foul. Cold opening? I don't think that's the correct use of cold opening.
Well, I mean,
actually.
I don't know either, truth be told, but hey, it is what it is.
We got game audio.
Yeah.
We got game audio. We're good. We're waiting for the next game to go ahead and transpire. Before we do get into that one, though, I do want to quickly touch on something I really liked. It was a very small moment, but when Futurebubble was going through the D-Light and he successfully connected it, I do love that he just went through a spot dodge immediately after. When he saw Zen was descending on top of him.
Yes.
That's the kind of situational awareness that you have to have in twos, right? Which is hey, sometimes you don't have the privilege of finishing all of your combos. You don't have the privilege of finishing all of your routes. You got to make sure that you don't get interrupted with damage. Sometimes the best thing that you can do is back away or just dodge. And he did that really nicely. So, going into the next game, game number 3, let's see what we got.
Okay. And so far, pretty decent start. Loras managed to get a down sig, hits both his teammate and the enemy. So not the worst outcome, all things considered. But I mean, really just fighting for that center stage here. The blue team trying to collapse. Nice kind of retaliation that we're seeing from Loras as well.
Nice.
Marky gets a double end light, and now the blue team has space.
Huge. Okay. Massive signature. Loras off stage, left without a weapon. And you know what? Continuing to play without a weapon. Marckiemoo almost downing his own teammate. Luckily, it did not happen that way for them. Zen's first stock is gone. Loras still without a weapon. Futurebubble missing the side A. That is okay. Oh, Loras. Oh, no. You got to pick up something, man. You got to get something eventually. Finally is able to pick up the spear, but it ends up being too late as he loses his first stock. Anyways, the 2v1 onto Zen as well. Red team is being they're damaged.
Yeah, and I mean, Marckiemoo almost managed to get that down sig on Gauntlets as well to go ahead and secure that knockout off the side. Would have been a nice, hefty lead, but still so much built up. It doesn't really matter. We're going to get a down sig from Loras there to go ahead and get the first stock off Marckiemoo. Futurebubble's going to recover back to the stage with a gravity cancel charge. The neutral sig on Bo gets caught by the side air from Loras. Now they have space to 2v1 Marckiemoo, but he's going to recover high and then reconvene right behind Futurebubble who gets the neutral sig to finally secure that knockout.
He had no way to land at all. Futurebubble going to take his sweet old time making it back onto the stage. And yes, that's right. He gets the interrupt with the sidelight.
That's what you like to see, but on those longer signatures, break up those animations, save your partner. That's what Twos is all about. The end light there is going to go ahead and hit Futurebubble as well, but it doesn't matter because the blue team has such a lead. That's Futurebubble's first stock. At this point, we have Zen halfway through his last.
Oh, Marckiemoo just delaying his landing as much as possible. Does not want to get caught here. He almost jumps into the D-Sig, and that is going to be Loras knocked down to last stock here. Marckiemoo still hanging on. Zen sliding off of that side sig. Futurebubble making it back.
Oh my gosh, and Marky is just pummeling. Gonna go ahead and take some damage there, but not without dishing out a fair amount of his own. I mean, we have both Loras and Zen now in the yellow. Marky is on his final stock, but look how healthy Futurebubble is sitting there with 2 only in the light orange on a high defense legend. Gonna be able to make this last a while. Marky taking a bit more damage than I'd like at this juncture, though.
Side light and light, neutral as well. Now that is some good damage. They're evening it up. The Cider doesn't actually KO. Futurebubble takes a long time to be able to make it back on, but Marckiemoo fought the 1v1 to the best of his abilities.
Into the twinkle toes? And that's just a matter of time. Marckiemoo gets the ground pound, and that's going to be yet another game in favor of Marckiemoo and Futurebubble.
That was dominant. Marckiemoo dealing 590 damage, taking 5 out of 6 of those stocks as well. His target switching was immaculate. His ability to close was excellent. His survivability, I mean, he did what he needed to do as Onyx.
Yeah, no, that's how you got to do it, right? And especially in this kind of team composition, I feel like it's a bit easier for Onyx to receive passes than it is for Kaya, just because of how quick the either the gauntlet down sig or the cannon side sig is. We even saw in one of those interactions in that last match where we saw Marckiemoo go for a side sig on the cannon. We would watch Loras come to try to interrupt it, but his opponent was already sent flying by the time the sideline hit.
And so now, all of a sudden, it is a 2-1 lead here. Zen and Loyalist, of course, if they end up losing this game, they'll be knocked down into elimination side. So quite a bit on the line here. Loyalist able to find that side light, not able to get that D-Sig.
Nice interruption yet again here. Loras with the side sig gets interrupted and broken.
Okay, one stock on. Futurebubble, can you find a way to be able to make it back onto the stage? Zen and Loyalist opting to play it really safely.
Oh, okay. Futurebubble trying to swing back here, but honestly, really good start for the red team. This is what they need.
Oh, Zen trying to cover behind, trying to cover the dodge. Did not get through in time, though. Good punish on that whip side light with a side of his own. Bit of friendly fire, but that is okay. Marckiemoo able to get the neutral. Will he be able to get the offstage reversal? He does touch the side of the stage. He gets his resources back, but Loras is the king of closing off stage. He is so good. Whoa.
Okay, somehow Futurebubble was able to turn this around. Loras comes back and gets the N-Sig. I mean, that was an extended pressure on Marckiemoo. Marckiemoo ends up falling as well, but that was just a wild sequence there.
That was a wild sequence. It also took a while to transpire because I was like, oh, Marckiemoo's getting KO'd. Oh, he's getting KO'd. Oh, he's getting KO'd.
Exactly. And
there is another spear down and another Pogo. Loyalist able to go ahead and close out that stock onto Futurebubble. And now red team, they got a 5-2 lead.
Yeah, no, this one's feeling a little bit like a go next. We'll see if they're able to swing back here, but already into the yellow, even light orange on Marckiemoo here. But Marky with a pretty good string. Futurebubble going to go ahead and put a little bit extra pressure on Zen, and they're not going to be able to catch the landing here, so Zen gets a chance to reset to neutral.
Yeah, they didn't expect him to land on the platform. They thought they were just going to land right back down onto the stage itself, but not so lucky. Marckiemoo, okay.
Oh, wow, nice.
Amazing comboing off of Loras. In fact, to be able to go ahead and get that stock, Marckiemoo jumps in there trying to interrupt, ends up just jumping into it instead, and now Futurebubble is gone.
Yeah, one more hit on the Marckiemoo. Marky might even just fall off here. We're going to see if he tries to do the best clutch of all time. Looks like he's getting a little bit of extra time, but a D-Light sider, weapon throw, maybe forces the dodge, and the GC D-Light ground pound to close it out. We're going to game 5.
So, great stuff to red team, but I'm not going to lie, Marckiemoo kind of stole the show. I think that was like Cannon Cider, and he didn't get back onto the stage with it because he was still like a little bit too low. Comboed it, he hit Zen into Loyalist, and then was able to get a recovery. It was so crazy. I hope we can see that stock one more time. But the thing I really want to point out for the red team here, what they did so well, specifically Loyalist, when he is on his edge guarding, specifically with Spear, is unmatched. He makes it impossible for anybody to get back onto stage against him. His precision with down air is excellent.
Is it Pogo, 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 weapon throw, Pogo? Even if you make it back to the stage, the amount of damage you've taken into by down airs exclusively is like, all right, well, like,
it's happening again.
It's
happening again, and the only reason Marckiemoo made it back on was because Futurebubble interrupted him.
You can see Loras going for it again right here. Manages to squeeze through the needle right there, but that could have been a really bad situation to be in. And Marckiemoo just finally able to get a weapon here. Manages to get the read with the cannon and chase dodges with the recovery as well. That's going to be a see ya later, but Zen responds back with the classic slide off the plat side sig from Rayman.
That's right, and Futurebubble's got no resources offstage. Loyalist just opting to play it safe, wanting to go through the 2v1 against Marckiemoo. Futurebubble knocked off stage. Zen able to get it down as well.
Nice save from Futurebubble to go ahead and go for the nair and give Marckiemoo a bit of extra verticality.
What is happening?
And double scoops, gets 2 nairs. Marckie's going for the edge guard on both of them, but it's going to be the unarmed recovery and some assistance from Loras that gets them back onto the stage.
They all made it back.
Yeah, everyone's here. They're not healthy, but they're here. I mean, Zen still has 3 stocks, though. We got to look out for that.
Bit of friendly fire, giving Marckiemoo just a bit of an opening to get back on for the second. And you know what? Yeah, he's got no way to make it back on. Loyalist, spear on hand. Ugly. I mean, not for the red team. They're feeling beautiful.
Marckiemoo, I mean, they've been kind of bullying him, I'm not going to lie. You can see the way to kind of sandwich on him, and Futurebubble just hasn't been able to relieve the pressure. That gravity cancel was risky, goes for the ground pound, but doesn't matter, he didn't get back. And yeah, Futurebubble gives him an extra jump just in case, but that's both members of the red team falling, and suddenly it looked miserable. Now it's a tie game.
Big misplay there, because even if Zen had not decided to go off stage, Zen just would have kept up the stock lead. And now look at what's happening again. Off stage, Futurebubble and Zen having a bit of a fight.
Okay, this one's hard. They're going back and forth here. Marckiemoo with 1 stock, Loras with 1. These are the players we have to be looking out for, because the moment they fall, things will swing in a way that's hard to come back from. But look at this, double hits on both members of the red team. The blue team is loving the feeling of that. Marckiemoo looking for an opportunity to get a punish, but it's hard against weapons like these.
That's right. Nice punish though from Zen, able to get in there, able to sneak a couple of hits in. Futurebubble eating a side stick because he was too busy swinging at his own teammate.
This is getting wild here. I don't know. Futurebubble gets caught by the recovery.
Wow.
And now Futurebubble is all alone. Marckiemoo is out of the photo, going for the down air. It's not going to connect, but Futurebubble has 2 stocks. This is very doable. We have to get Loras out of the picture. Do we Hail Mary? He goes for the down sig and uses the corner of the ledge to try to make it more safe, but it doesn't matter.
I don't know if Futurebubble can do this one. This is really, really difficult here. As long as Loras is playing back, is never in a position to get hit by Futurebubble, and Zen is keeping him safe, then we'll be A-okay. Okay, GCD Light, Cider, down as well, not able to get the neutral lane pickup, but that is okay because damage is damage. No pickup with the Unlight.
You just need one really good hit. The down sig, that gives you time. You have to KO him now. This is the chance, Futurebubble. You're being way too passive. You have to be chasing Loras down, and he misses the opportunity. Now has the bow in hand, a D-Light into a side. You go for the end sig. You are wilding. But hey, going for a big play. Realizes he has to make it happen.
He needs that big play
there, so he doesn't have a whole lot. And burns it. That's going to be it. Futurebubble can't get back.
Wow.
GG's. Zen and Loras take out Marckiemoo and Futurebubble 3-2.
And with the way that that set started, especially I believe it was like game 3 when they went up with a 2-1, I mean, Marckiemoo and Futurebubble, they looked completely and totally indomitable. So what happened? What happened to them?
You know, it's a great question too, right? I mean, Marckiemoo to some degree went down a little bit early. I do think Futurebubble could have played the 2v1 a little bit better, but of course, you know, it's 2v1, it's a really bad spot, but realistically, like,
how did they get there to begin